listened to a story about a girl named Sage. Her Midwestern journey was on the final page. Was heading home from West Virginia and was looking for some food. Went on the itinerary, she saw something that looked good. Hillbilly, that is. Hillbilly hot dogs.
Did you write that?
Dude, I don't think this is it. I think your mouth up. This couldn't be it, so you better back it up.
I know.
Okay, we're on our way home. We are gonna stop at a few places on the way home in West Virginia. Yeah, we're gonna go get some food and then go to the Flatwoods Monster Museum here in Sutton, West Virginia. Alright, so we're going to check out the Flatwoods Monster Museum here in Sutton, West Virginia. I actually don't know a whole lot about the Flatwoods Monster. I know he's like an alien. And you can get these little figures. What do you want to call it? Ceramic statues. I reckon it's gonna be a good time. Alright, so we got a big, what is that, made out of foam or I don't know, like Is this like an actual like costume that somebody can wear?
Actually, yes.
Cool.
My boss can wear that, and whenever we do have like a parade or something like that, he'll put that on and be in front as they do the parade.
Sweet. Yeah, it's an actual costume. That's cool. So yeah, this is like the cryptid of West Virginia. Well, yeah, I got the Mothman too. Basically, you got Flatwoods Monster and Mothman. Most states only have one. I mean, actually, not every state has one, so it's cool that West Virginia has two of them. That's a cool painting. I like that. Somebody made like a Pokemon card or like a Magic card. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I think in West Virginia, like, they care more about their cryptids even because they got the Mothman Festival every year, and I guess they have an event here too. So, and I think there's like a whole bunch of like these Flatwoods Monster wooden structures that this guy built like all over town, but you gotta like drive all over town to like find all of them. I don't think we're gonna do that because we want to get home today, but I do know that there's some YouTube videos out there where people are doing that. Carpetbagger's one of them. Yeah, this is like the most extraterrestrial cryptid, I think. Right, it's the most alien-like one. Bless you. Wow, there's all kinds of stuff that people made in here. Oh yeah, we've watched that, right?
You should have came for that.
I think that's I think that might be everywhere like the Mothman stuff is.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, Space Harrier. I forgot that was in that game.
You said flat. It was in Fallout.
Really? Yeah, I forgot about that. There's that guy that built wooden structures. How many of these are there, do you know?
The chairs, there's 5 chairs. There is actually, we used to have a map for the chairs. but unfortunately they just go out really fast. So it's a whole activity. There's 5 chairs. The Men in Black took away our Flatwoods Monster, so it's your job to go to all 5 chairs.
That's
take a
cool.
picture at each of them and come back and show us. I can tell you where all 5 of the chairs are because some of them have moved from the locations that are listed on there. The first one would be at the Elk River Cafe and Hotel down the street.
Okay.
They're kind of scattered around. That would be like one of the first ones because that one's just right here in town. The next one would be probably in the Elk River campground. It's the first campground that you will see, and it does have lights around the chair at nighttime. They do turn on the lights,
Cool.
Christmas lights, so and it's really pretty there. Holly Gray Park is where the other one would be. Then, if you are going to Flatwoods, but not on the interstate, going up the Y, you need to go up the Y, and right across from a Go Mart is where it is. It's right there, and then if you keep going straight, like for a little, like about I believe 4 miles would be max, like straight. Then just look up the spot. It's an ice cream parlor, and it does have like a cutout where you put your face in.
Oh, cool.
And but there's also the chairs right across from it.
Yeah, I think maybe we could stop at that on the way out. There's that, because that's got like the photo op thing. But we're on our way home from a road trip, so like we still got a good bit of a drive, so we're not gonna be able to drive around all the different ones. But it is cool that they have them.
You do get if you do like at some point do finish it, and you come back and show us all 5, you get exclusive stickers for this activity proving that you freed the Flatwoods
Cool.
Monster Men in Black.
Cool.
Do you have like a penny and quarters for $1 or not? Okay. It's gonna be.
Yeah, I don't have any change.
But I don't think I have any pennies left.
Yeah, that one's cool. Alright, so we're getting our souvenir pressed penny here from the Flatwoods Monster Museum. How many do you think we got on this trip?
Half a mil.
Probably like at least 10, right?
Yeah.
This is the old school kind that you crank.
They had it on the one you wanted already.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, that's alright.
We do actually have a little thing on our TV that is how it's made, the TV show, and they did do an episode. You can find that on YouTube. But that is ceramic, hand painted, and the ones that we have up here, these ones aren't like the best looking ones, and we do have some pre-packaged that we do a quality check. We make sure it looks a lot better than. Those are like the ones that look very good. These ones, unless someone specifically wants one of these ones, then we try giving them the best looking ones possible.
Well, they probably look fine on camera, so. Yeah, we would get one, but we spent so much money on this trip, right?
Well, I like the shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would get one, but
I completely understand.
we did like a 20-day trip, and so like just the hotels and everything cost so much, you know?
I completely
Yeah.
understand.
Wow, this town, Sutton, is like really reminding me of Jim Thorpe. They even got like an old jail over there. Suttonville. Nice place. Yeah, she said the country store was beside it, so. So here's the Bigfoot Museum in Sutton. So in addition to the Flatwoods Monster Mothman, they also have a lot of Bigfoot stuff here in West Virginia. This is like the town of cryptids, I guess you could say.
Funny.
Got like a gift shop with all kinds of different Bigfoot merchandise. So there's the Bigfoot Festival in West Virginia.
Yeah, she was saying it's like next week.
Huh. I thought it was in like South Carolina or something. Maybe there's more than one. I mean, I'm sure there is.
Like a huge following.
I mean, I'm sure there's one on the West Coast too, right? Because there's a lot of Bigfoot stuff in the West Coast. A lot of footprint stuff. Foot casts. What do they call them? Foot casts? I'm not sure. Ooh, he's a scary one. Wow. I'm sure the real Bigfoot is scary though. A lot of times you see him portrayed as like this happy-go-lucky guy, but I'm sure if you came face to face with him, he wouldn't be all like Harry and the Hendersons. He'd probably be like this, right?
Stand next to him.
This guy looks more like the Harry and the Hendersons interpretation. Wouldn't you say that guy is more like the one you normally see? Now here's the famous Gimlin film. So what does Jimmy Stewart have to do with Bigfoot? He's smuggled a Yeti paw out of India in 1959. Huh. Never knew that. So Jimmy Stewart was a Bigfoot guy? He should have been in Bigfoot movies then. And there's a screenshot of the Gimlin film there. More footprint stuff. There's a map of different sightings in West Virginia. And you can get these casts for sale here. And you got the gift shop over here. Do they have any good magnets?
I don't really like any of them.
Do they even say Bigfoot Museum, or is it just like
This.
it's like just regular Bigfoot ones? Just that one.
Yeah.
Yep, West Virginia Bigfoot Festival. I don't know what the dates are on that. Did she say? Or was she talking about the Flatwoods?
Don't know. It's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, Sutton, West Virginia. All right.
Many cryptids.
Hmm.
Many cryptids.
Yeah, there's too many cryptids. Yeah, that's cool. So it's cool that the cryptid museum's here free. I think I hear Bigfoot calling right now. Did you hear that?
You recording?
Did you hear it?
Yeah. Well, did you record it?
No. It stopped when I started recording. It sounded like it though. Is this actually an original painted sign up here?
I'm not sure.
It looks like it could be, right?
Yeah, well, I feel like they got to with the park, so.
Yeah, well, that's different. This is an actual town. But yeah, I wonder if you can tour that old prison.
It's Liatra.
Oh, is it?
The purple.
Yeah. You can tour the one in Jim Thorpe. Yeah, check out this. Yeah, you can tell that's original.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Painted one.
Yeah. Alright, so that was our little tour of Sutton, West Virginia. Seems like a cool little town. I'm sure if they have the festival here, there's a lot of people out here going to the bars and different stores and stuff. Alright, so we just left Sutton, West Virginia. That was a pretty nice little town. Probably the nicest looking place that we've been to in West Virginia so far. Kind of reminded me of Jim Thorpe in Pennsylvania. I guess just because of the old prison and yeah, it was like boutique shops and stuff like that. But yeah, if you wanted to see the cryptid museums, they're free. They accept donations, but they're free. And if you buy stuff at the gift shop, that's kind of like the same as donating, right? That's usually what we do. So yeah, now we are headed home. We got about 4 hours, and there's a cute little drive-in on the way, so we're probably gonna stop there. It's about an hour from here. So yeah, we'll see you there. Do we have any cash? Are you kidding?
So we stopped at that there Pokey Dot, and I was ready to get me some ice cream, but we didn't have no damn cash, and it said cash only. But you know what? I don't give a I don't give a goddamn shit.
Alright, well, we had some more stops planned, but plans kind of fell through, I guess. We went to this really cool looking drive-in, diner-esque place that had ice cream. It looked really good. They had all kinds of those, like, signature milkshakes, big sundaes, and it said cash only, which sucks because we don't have no cash.
We ain't got no cash.
So, yeah, we couldn't do it.
and I wasn't happy. But you know what? I don't give a god shit.
Someone hasn't been happy all day.
I don't care about that pokey dot. Actually, we're not in West Virginia anymore, so I can't talk like that. So we're in Maryland now. All right, we got about 2.5 hours. I think we're going crazy, but I don't give a goddamn shit. Alright, we're basically home, so we're gonna do a wrap-up video, give our thoughts on what we thought of the Midwest, because I kind of feel like this was kind of like a, well, I don't mean to sound pretentious, but you could say this whole thing was like, the reason I called it a MidQwest is because we were like trying to like do this rediscovery of the country type of thing, like a Hunter S. Thompson-esque evaluation of America or something like that.
That doesn't sound pretentious at all.
Okay, that's a bunch of crap. It was just for roadside attractions, and there's nothing behind it all. But we're still gonna analyze our trip anyway. So, what did you think of the Midwest, like versus where we live, like on the East Coast, and places you've been in on the East Coast?
Overall, I like the East Coast better, but I do like the Midwest.
Yeah.
I would like, I don't know, if I'm ranking East Coast like 9 out of 10, Midwest I do like 6.5-ish, just depending on the area.
Yeah, I would say the nice places in the Midwest are more isolated than here, right? Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Like here, like there's a lot of like big places that are mostly nice. Like for example, I wouldn't really say where we live per se is like the greatest place ever, but like the next county over, Lancaster, is mostly pretty good, right? And that's
a nice place.
That's a pretty big county. Like that's, you know, probably like a couple hundred square miles, you know. So I mean, and most of it's pretty good. But in the Midwest, it seems like you have like these small oases of niceness, and then surrounded by a lot of rundown Rust Belt. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like most of our trip was in the Rust Belt, so naturally you're gonna find a lot more places that are impoverished and stuff like that, because our manufacturing sector in the country is pretty much gone, and all of these places' economies depended on that. So there's a lot more I would even say like the western Pennsylvania is part of the Rust Belt, so like I'm gonna include that as like the same type of place that you're typically gonna find in most of the places we went in the Midwest. So I mean, like
for example, Michigan's a good example because on the east part of Michigan, like the eastern side of Michigan, you have, Detroit and Flint, and most of those surrounding areas around there are rough. Everybody knows they're rough around the edges, and I kind of felt like that for the whole drive up until we got to Frankenmuth, and then it felt like you were in a totally different state or country once you got there. But the whole way up, it was all very run down and very unsafe feeling.
Well, clearly that's a very curated, isolated community.
Yeah.
And themed.
Yeah. But then when we did the western part of Michigan, it was completely different. It was most of the places that we stopped on the way down, going south, on our way down to Indiana, were, nicer places. And then when we got to Indiana, it was nothing but corn. For probably almost 200 miles we drove through Indiana, and it was just all cornfields. There was no civilization to speak of. It was kind of crazy.
Some sections of Pennsylvania like that.
Yeah, but not for that long.
Mountains instead of it just being flat.
Yeah, it was just flat farmland without any towns or anything, just nothing. And that was crazy to me. That was something I never. I mean, yeah, I've seen small places like that, but just not huge, vast, areas, hundreds of square miles of just nothing like that. And I think that's something that's, exclusive to the Midwest. So that was something that was a Midwest experience for us that we never had before. And then the big cities, all big cities, they're similar because you got your nice neighborhoods and your not so nice neighborhoods. But everybody talks crap on Philly or whatever. They say Philly's got so many bad neighborhoods and stuff. And I get the I don't know. I just got the feeling that places like Chicago and Cleveland are have way more bad areas than Philly. I don't know. Especially Cleveland.
I like Chicago.
No, I liked Chicago. I'm not saying I didn't like Chicago. I'm just saying I got the sense that there weren't as many nice places in the city in general. I don't know. But as far as the big cities go, we didn't explore a ton of neighborhoods or anything like that. We were mostly in the cities for 1 or 2 days, so I don't feel like we really have the authority to judge them, as good as just saying we know everything about it or whatever. But I don't know, maybe it's just the fact that Philly is near where we grew up, and I've been there a lot of times, and I can say that I like Philly better than most of the cities we went to. There's an accident up here.
Whoa. All these people behind me weren't slowing down at all.
Yeah, I noticed. Ugh.
What was it?
I don't know, it was some kind of bad accident.
I saw blood.
Yeah, there were some people on the side that looked like they were hurt or something. Well, that's something you see. You know what? We saw a lot more accidents on our way to and from Florida last year. We didn't really see any accidents on this trip.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah. That was we're almost home and we see a bad accident out of nowhere. But anyway, yeah, that always puts things into perspective, right? When you're on a trip and you see all these accidents, it makes you feel damn, that could have been me, But yeah, let's do favorite state, least favorite state.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think about it yet.
Really? Well, think about it now. What was your favorite state?
I'm thinking.
Okay. I'll let you think and I'll go first. I think Wisconsin's my favorite state of the trip, not just because it had House on the Rock and, you know, like Wisconsin Dells was really cool. I just think it was like a very sort of eclectic state. It was very, also like the terrain and stuff was very similar to Pennsylvania, so it reminded me of home kind of. And yeah, just like a lot of laid back type places, right, that we went through.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Wisconsin, and I would say my least favorite would be West Virginia, because I mean, West Virginia had some of the coolest things we did. Like, it was awesome to go to Billy Bob's Wonderland and do the behind the scenes thing, and it was cool that we did that at the end of the trip, because it was something that both of us were really looking forward to. But West Virginia, like with the experience of us, you know, going to the hotel and having to deal with the bed bug issue, and then in the middle of the night, and then hearing that like all the places there are like that, and then like seeing a lot of impoverishment there, which is sad. It's like my takeaway of West Virginia from what the places we went to is that it's very depressing because of how poor and just run down a lot of it is, right?
Yeah, the park we went to was pretty dilapidated.
Camden Park.
Which is sad because we were comparing it to Williams Grove, which is a park we both went to growing up, and
we both realized the reason why Williams Grove closed down was because of how, you know, like run down it had become, and I think a lot of people didn't go there.
It just feels like it's heading in that direction,
yeah.
Which is sad because when you see these places, you want them to be like well preserved, and while they did just like repaint the exterior of that dark ride, just like the park itself, like half of it wasn't open.
And I unfortunately kind of took the same thing away from Billy Bob's. I mean, the guy did say that they're doing a deal with this other arcade, and that's
sure
gonna.
What we're supposed to say about that.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much, but I will say, well, the fact that they told us about it, they must not have any problem with people knowing, but it seems like they might be having some financial problems, and
like what he said to me, I said about like their cult following, because they have like an extremely devoted cult following, and he said, yeah, but that's like not what keeps our lights on, it's the locals. So while it seems like they do have a fair amount of locals, like it's clearly you need like a good amount of support to keep something like that operational, and being able to keep up with the day-to-day stuff with all of the animatronics and everything is very expensive.
And with both of those places, they're both in the Huntington, Barbersville area, and I gotta say, I think that's one of the worst areas I've ever been to, like in terms of just like feeling safe there, just like the sense of like impoverishment there, and like it just feels very not really a good place for tourism. Like, I don't think there's going to be a lot of people like getting excited to go there. Well, if they know what it's like, because like
you make it a destination, and that's like your tunnel vision. You don't know what the surrounding area is like.
Yeah, but if you've been there before, you're not going to be like too excited to come back the next year, is what I'm saying. So I mean, like,
I would anyways, just because I liked it enough.
Well, we're the weirdos though. We're the ones who are going there just for Billy Bob. I'm saying, like, you got to convince people to want to go there and have a vacation there, because you got Camden Park and you know, like amusement parks. You gotta get people to want to spend a weekend in a place to, you know, for an amusement park to thrive.
Yeah.
And I don't see a lot of people going to Camden Park and saying, I can't wait to go back there. Because you don't feel that safe. And I'm not saying anything about like the people that are in that area. Yeah, you see a lot of I don't want to like say
trashy, but like,
You cannot say that.
okay. Let's just say a lot of the people there look like people that could have potentially have been in prison in their life. That's not, no. That you can say this as a tourist because people want to be safe when they're traveling. Like, we at our hotel, there was 3 different rooms with people fighting at the same time. I mean, I'm not being like prejudiced. This is what I'm seeing. Like, these are people that are likely to commit crimes. You know?
Yeah, well, they were being really annoying, like we couldn't sleep.
And I read all kinds of reviews from other people who have stayed in that area who have said that they witnessed violent crimes. So, I mean, you got to be honest with other tourists about places that could potentially not be safe, and I don't feel like that place is that safe. You know?
I don't know how safe it is or not.
No, it's not safe. I looked up the statistics. It's one of the least safe places in the country. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to go there, and I don't want to discourage people from going to these places because they need help, you know, like Camden Park needs as much help as it can get, and so does Billy Bob's. If you're going to go there, you'll be completely safe going there, you know, to go to those things. Do it during the day. I don't recommend staying in that area, though. Like, not just because it feels unsafe, but because from what we witnessed to what I've read to people telling us in person, there's no good places to stay there. So
yeah, it's all the hotels.
So don't stay there. like if we ever go back, we're gonna plan our trip in a way that we're not gonna be staying in that area. We'll do it during the day and then drive, you know, to the next town or whatever that's safe. I just didn't feel safe there, and I feel like it's, you know, when you experience a place like that on a trip and you're making videos about it, you don't want people to get the wrong idea and think, oh, they did it, so we should do it. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I would say I would just recommend it against staying there. But definitely check out the places there during the day.
To Billy Bob's.
Go to Billy Bob's. Go to Camden
Park,
yeah.
And don't sleep in those hotels because they're full of bed bugs and cockroaches.
Yeah, essentially. Oh,
what?
You're gonna have to go. So yeah, other than that, I didn't feel like there were any other areas that I would recommend against staying there.
Yeah, except for Wildwood Inn in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about Wildwood Inn.
That's the first bed bug run-in encounter we had.
In 1.9
yeah, I don't
miles,
recommend
take exit 18A onto Pennsylvania Route 124
going to Wildwood
East
Inn
and Mount
in
Rose Avenue.
Florence, Kentucky. But the other place we stayed at in the same area in Florence was decent. So there's plenty of hotels in that area. Just stay away from Wildwood Inn. So what was your favorite state? Did you think about it yet?
Well, my first thing I thought about was that I really liked Indiana because of Indiana Beach.
Yeah.
But then when I think about it like as a whole...
Continue straight. Then
when I think about it as a whole, I think I agree with Wisconsin being my favorite because I do not prefer the flat terrain, and I agree with that. And there were like different areas that I liked there. As far as Indiana, my favorite part was Indiana Beach, and then everything else we did there wasn't really like super notable to me, so I'd probably give that second.
I liked Santa Claus, Indiana, like where Holiday World was and stuff.
Yeah, it's just like such a small area.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I can't justify saying that that's really my favorite, but Wisconsin has so much to offer and like so many different places to go.
Yeah, and when you talk about, when we were telling people about our trip and we're like, we're going to Wisconsin, people are like, why are you going to Wisconsin? And it's like, because there's a lot of cool stuff in Wisconsin. Like, Wisconsin's an underrated state, right?
Yeah, it's really cool, and it's like a nice
it's like an eclectic place. Like, there's all kinds of different
types of places in it. Like Milwaukee is like a big city, but like it's also not, it has like a different vibe. And also the Milwaukee Museum was like one of the best museums I'd ever been to. So
yeah, like I didn't have as big of an interest in that as he did, but I have to say it is like one of the nicest for sure. And then there's also Madison, and of course House on the Rock. The Don Q unfortunately is a bit run down, but
still I would say it's
a really cool place.
Good enough, like if you know what you're getting into, like if you know that it's not going to be the like cleanest place ever.
It's totally all about the novelty of it.
The themed rooms are awesome there, so like that kind of like makes up for it. But and it's not that expensive either for the themed rooms there, so I still would recommend the Don Q if you know what you're getting into. As far as the other hotels go, the Quality Inn that we stayed at in where was that? That was in Indiana, PA. I did not think that was good at all. That was my other least favorite, besides the bed bugs ones. That was my other least favorite one, because our air conditioner stopped working and smelled so bad after it stopped working, and then like it was just so noisy there. They had like the lights on timers. I can't stand that when they have the lights on timers. Like it was just a horrible place, and I would highly recommend against that. But other than those and the bed bugs, I would say all the other places we stayed were pretty solid.
When I'm thinking about like my favorite parks,
yeah, let's do favorite
Indiana
attractions.
Beach was my favorite park, I think, because it had multiple things I really enjoyed. I liked the roller coaster we rode. What was that?
Oh, the Superstition Mountain. Yeah, that was really cool.
That
Indiana
one,
Beach is super unique.
Frankenstein's Castle is like the coolest classic walkthrough. It's not like a haunt walkthrough. It is like almost akin to like a dark ride, but
like a dark, like a Bill Tracy, like Pirates Cove, but like spooky theme.
So I would say Indiana Beach was my favorite park, and then I'd probably put Waldameer right under that.
Okay. What was your favorite roadside attraction that we did?
House on the Rock.
Yeah. Well, that's like a no-brainer, yeah.
I figured you'd say that as well.
What's your second favorite?
Second favorite roadside attraction?
Yeah.
Maybe the Sign Museum.
Okay.
That was really good. Like, I think it was better than I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite drive-in?
Oh, I'd say it's a toss-up between Super Dog and Cozy Dog, but I think maybe Cozy Dog edges it out just because
I knew you would say that.
they have all of the memorabilia in there, and like it's family run since 1950. You can tell the people who still run the place really care about the business, and I would say, all right, I'll say this: I'll give Cozy Dog the edge as far as like the establishment itself.
Yeah, it is like a roadside attraction in itself too. Like, it's a landmark.
But I'll give Super Dog the edge with the food, because Super Dog's hot dogs were the best hot dogs
But
I ever
I will
had.
say Cozy Dog's fries were like the best.
Their fries were really
So,
good, yeah.
That's really neck and neck.
Yeah.
And then for favorite dark ride, I'm saying Wacky Shack.
Well, yeah, easily. No contest on that. Least favorite dark ride, I'll give this to like the Gobbler Getaway. Even though I still thought it was okay, and maybe even better than I expected, it's still, it's a Thanksgiving themed dark ride. So, but yeah, we're pulling into our driveway now. Is there anything that we didn't cover?
Please.
I guess not.
I have to pee.
It's getting dark and you can't see us now.
I have
Anyway,
to
so.
pee.
All right, well, that concludes the MidQwest. I hope you enjoyed coming along with us through all the videos and everything, and
There will be more.
There will be more trips in the future, big trips like this.
Yeah,
Maybe
this
not.
year.
Well, yeah,
I
this
have
year.
To go, I have to go.
Okay,
I have
okay,
to go.
all right. See you guys next trip. Okay, is your hand chopped off? That smells like a fortune and fudge. Oh, wow. Alright, we're here at the Big Chief Little Bear. Camden Park.